All right, Twitch. Let me see the stream manager. Come on, don't be like this. There you go. All right. Make sure this is working the way it's supposed to. Cool. Friends, enemies, those still under review. Welcome back. Alright, so yesterday when I left off, I left off on NPCs. Mostly because I wanted to take the time to get names, and then when we're done with NPCs today, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it, and then we'll pick up again next week after I finish NPCs. Because next week is when I start with player options. I'm going to go ahead and start with subclasses of official classes, and I am going to be doing math, so expect a lot of scuff and headaches and aggravation. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. I'll come down here, and I need notable NPCs of Alaka. Alright, our first one. The Empress of Flame. See, I put flame and sand. Rezia, the Soul Throned. And I've already misspelled her name. I made her name with two Z's. Heart is not fire. It is the absence of mercy that fire pretends to be. She's cold, she's a witch, she's a bitch. Definition of gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. A great BBEG for the setting. Titles. The Soul Throned Sovereign. Flame Womb of Asha. The Ever Vigilant. Warden of the Sacred Blood. Whoa. Fat fingering all over the place here. The final heir of the Warborn House Shalin. Empress Noretzia rules not as a mother of her people, but as a furnace in humanoid form. I want M dash, harsh, absolute, and consuming. She claims divine rights as the vessel of the Phoenix Asha, the eternal fire that rose from the ashes of the three kingdoms. Oh, I don't know if you guys could hear the car horn out there, but damn. Characteristics. Yeah, okay, I spelled that right. So sometimes I gotta stop and this may come as a surprise, but I don't actually know how to spell. Yeah, that's true. Where's gold veined ash robes threaded with fire gems designed to glow like embers during court. Unaging since her coronation. Rumors say her soul has been featherbound to the phoenix itself. And I'm thinking about doing a little bit of playing with this. Like, it's not like their god. It's not the sun. It's not a phoenix. It's a. I'm thinking like some sort of like deep demon that's come to the surface and has taken her as a vessel and has been playing with this land and these people for centuries. Actually, I think that's really all we need. Because, like, the way I envision her, I want this to be, like, some sort of a blend between, like, Akhenaten, in Egypt, Emperor Justinian, how, like, there was a fusion of law and faith in Byzantium, Catherine the Great's autocratic modernity, like how that turned everything in Russia. But after her comes her council in thirds. You know what? I should hyphenate this council in thirds. Each member is part of the triad of authority, reflecting the Empress's core: flame, faith, and fear. Get that alliteration going too. Alright, our first one here is going to be her heir. The Ashalan heir, Prince Razor, or Razor, but Razor. The Flame Rot, because he was born of the flames. Born to rule, forged to burn. Alright, And you'll see that I've kind of changed it up because, like, under Neretzia, like, characteristics was a header 4. Under the council in thirds, each of them, their characteristics are going to be under a heading 5. And that's because I want it to be, even though the council in thirds is technically its own entity, they belong to her, they are under her. So even though they are just as important as far as NPCs go, it's a good visual reminder for a DM or a GM to look at this and remember where they fall in the hierarchy. Oh, there went my back. There went my back. Oh, yep. Oh, oh, that was nice. Whew. A warrior scholar raised in the palace crucible, trained in combat, law, and religious scripture. So what I want to do is I want this to be the setup for the demon finally leaving Neretzia's vessel, because he's created a better heir, somebody that has more ability to do magic, is better physically, that he's basically been cultivating a mortal vessel and shell for himself over the centuries to have something that he wants that's best for him. Into his mother's vision, M dash, but troubled by the whispers of rebellion that he cannot silence. Wears ceremonial burn scars along his forearms in mimicry of the Phoenix's rebirth. So he was inspired by, like, Crown Prince Dipendra in Nepal, who was conflicted between tradition and personal freedom. And a good portion of Caligula's early days under Tiberius in Rome. So our next person in this council is going to be High Flamebearer Rolhet of the Ashen Faith. Oops, I missed an H. High Flamebearer Rolhet. I didn't work out a quote for him. Breath is fire. Her word is law. Her silence is death. Regarding the Empress. Let's see. What I can just do, I can just Control C, Control V this header and be done with it. Ah, I'm a cheater. Supreme Hierophant of the Ashalan monotheistic church, styled as the voice of Asha. Enforces, and doesn't need to be the doctrine, just doctrine with ritual purges, rewrites of cultural texts, and controlled holy days. Rumored to be blind, always knows who is watching him. So this should scream like the Ayatollah system in post-revolution Iran, and the Office of the Inquisition in Spain. Our last one in the council, in thirds, is going to be the head of the Sable Inc. Master Nxir Mubarak of the Sable Inc. Oops. Ink does not lie. Eyes do not blink. Truth is what we write it to be. Yeah. And Control C, Control V this, cause who wants to code out a header? Not me. Not me. Oh, this is going a lot faster than I thought it was going to. Head of head of the Sable Inc. You know what? Let's bold that. The Empire's shadowy surveillance, intelligence, and internal affairs force. I almost intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, but trained in the calligraphic arts of truth, writing, curse binding, and psychic scrivening. His agents are everywhere. Priests, servants, coin masters, and even children. So I wanted, like, with the way the Sable ink works, I wanted it to feel a little bit like the Imperial scribes in the Tang Dynasty, and I wanted Mibareth specifically to feel a bit like Lavrentry Beria in the NKVD, or like Marcus Wolf in the Stasi. A very no nonsense, vile, detestable, just disgusting waste of space. Since we're working on the final page, we can come down here, and I'm actually just going to put him on that next page. And next, we are going to have leader of the Ember Reclaimed. Ashaniel the Faithless Flame. And oh, let me scroll back down. You'll notice that I put him in the same header as Neretia. Because they are the same position juxtaposed. He is the leader, so of the Ember Reclaimed. So everybody that comes after him, is gonna be set up the same way that I set up the council in thirds for her, and I did create 3 to lean off of him. Oh. I carry my family's name, but not their shame. Born name, Prince Ashaniel, Marath Dravu, 6th and youngest son of Noretia. What is Prinic? It should be Prience. I do not know how to spell. Alias, the Faithless Flame among rebels. The Ashalan Apostate in Imperial Bounties. Oh, my back. Oh. This has been a weird week for me. It's okay though. It is okay. Ashaniel was once a rising star in the Imperial Court. I'm feeling another M-dash. I honestly, I feel like I might be overusing these, but they work so well. Sharp-witted, silver-tongued, and it's not like I can't go back and edit them out later. So, and a gifted orator, but after reading censored records of the blood purge, witnessing the execution of a Marathi child, and watching a Sable Inc. torture session firsthand, he abandoned his title and disappeared into the desert. And a lot of him is inspired by like Ashoka, like post Kalinga in India, and Albert Camus's rejection of tyranny, Anwar Sadat's early betrayal of the colonial interest in Egypt. Because like he's meant to be like a juxtaposition of what the oops, I had a typo up here. A juxtaposition of what the Ashalan represent these centuries after the conquest has ended, the war of the Three Suns has come to an end. Where's a blackened version of the Phoenix Circlet, deliberately unpolished. He's still a royal, you know. Guides with humility and steel resolve. Not worshipped, but respected as a flame in reverse. Trained in palace diplomacy, making him a natural coalition builder among Marat, Daz, and other defectors. Ramen. Oh, wait a minute. Prominent? Oh, wait a minute. Prominent. Yeah, there we go. Rebels of the Ember reclaimed. So the first one that I've got for us is, what did I do? I did something. What did I do? Oh, okay. No, I didn't do anything. A Marathi dragon priestess. Marathiel, the Rice. Yeah. Buried. The dragons still dream in the bones of the dunes. I'm gonna go ahead and give these guys like a little bit more than I gave the council in thirds. I feel like I kind of shorted myself, but by not writing stuff out for them. But I don't think. Sorry, took a sip of water. I don't think that most parties are going to be joining the Empire, so I don't really think it's that important. I think just understanding their characteristics on how they work as an NPC is more important. Because oh wow, that was powerful. Depending on what the party does, that's going to be how the GM determines the choices of those NPCs and how that's going to reflect in the game later on, what decisions are made. I should say Marathi, not Narati. Once a high sand priestess of the molten coil. Which one was the molten coil? Uh-oh. Narthun. Marathiel was entombed alive after refusing to recant her gods before the Empress. She was rescued 3 days later by a rebel cell and has never again spoken of death. Yeah, I think that's an important nod for someone to be buried and rise again 3 days because of, well, obvious reasons. Just realized something up here. And NBSP semicolon. That moved enough. It did. Cool. Her body is covered in ceremonial ink. So let's call it dragon ink. Some of which now glow when danger is near. There you go, she's a glowy. Speaks only in third person parables and pre-Imperial Marathi verse. Conducts fire rituals to call desert spirits and burning lizards from beneath the dunes. And even though, like, I've got the Shaolin faith as kind of mirroring Zoroastrianism, she herself is definitely, like, inspired by the Zoroastrian fire keepers in some of the Bedouin spirit lore and the Amon priests in North Africa. That, like, as an individual, I feel like it makes her more of a it makes her feel like more of a zealot herself. Next is going to be a Dazi Sun Speaker. Nemea of the Last Oasis. Not all fire burns. Some warms. Some feeds. Some reveals. Once a temple scribe who mapped the blessing paths of the sun's eye. Nemea survived the raising of her oasis by faking her death beneath a lily shroud. A water lily shroud. She now leads healing and vision rites of the Ember Reclaimed. So, eyes clouded gold from years of drinking solar. Is it elixirs or elixirs? It's elixirs. It's elixirs. Brewed from Dazi cactus and ash milk. There we go. Fixed. Uses ritual sun chants to guide safe passage or uncover lies. Often at odds with Marithiel, but their debates are ritualized and sacred. And I definitely wanted some like pull from like Hopi solar myths, some of the Berber oasis worship, and the musical female priesthoods in the Andes. When I was working on her, that's where a lot of my notes that I got over the past 2 days for her are from. And then, of course, we need a Sable Ink defector. And the one that I've got written I named him Varn of the Unwritten Page. The Empire thinks ink is eternal, but paper burns, and words can be rewritten. Once a prodigy among the Inkseers. I want that bold. Varn discovered he was being used to rewrite memories, M-dash, turning loyal citizens into informants or scapegoats. He burned his sanctum and vanished with a codex of imperial crimes. Because every good bad guy organization needs one good bad guy turned good guy doing bad things. I hope that made sense. It made a lot more sense before. I didn't think about it before I said it. That I can assure you. Where's face wraps marked with burned out glyphs? A symbol of exile and rejection of surveillance. Able to counterscribe imperial divinations, causing false readings or prophetic blindness. Stoic and precise. His speech is clipped, measured. What is it? Laconic, terse. laconic, and never without weight. So it should feel a lot like a Soviet samizdat publisher, the Jewish scribes of Qumran, modern cryptographers that are in exile throughout the world currently. Wow, that was less than an hour. So we're not going to start on subclasses today. I think I'll do the three main races. I think we are gonna go ahead and delve into player options today. But I think we're doing the races. Player options. Races. That being said, I do need to stretch my legs for a moment. My back is killing me today. I'm gonna stretch my legs, use the bathroom, check the news. And then I'll be back. So give me like 5 or so minutes. I won't be long.